is unlocking your potential as an educational consultant. We're going to talk about the secrets to building a fulfilling and profitable consulting business. Um, there is a whole world of consulting that is available to us, and then some of us are already doing consulting, but there are some things that we need to um, increase and do better at so that we can get the full bang for our buck in consulting. So I'm super excited to share with you all some of the things that have truly worked for me and the many women and educators who I work with, and share some of that success with you as well. All right, so I always like to review because I don't want anybody to be confused who's joining me this morning, as well as those who will be catching this in the replay. So this is not a sales presentation. The information that I am giving you, this is real information. This is the real process. This is not a bait and switch where I try to give you a little something and then try to get you to buy something. Now I'm going to give you the real steps, and then I will offer an opportunity to support you, but you can absolutely take everything that I'm giving you, go implement it, and you're going to see success come from it. I don't do get rich quick schemes. So if you are wondering, is this one of these get rich? Nope, that's not what I do. But I tell you what, I also don't do, that stay broke and die scheme. So we've been taught to, work 30 years, do a good job, get your retirement, and then live a good life. And many of us have come to realize that that's not working for us. And see, that's that stay broke and die scheme. But I'm also not telling you about invest $20 and then you're going to make $1 million tomorrow. That's not how this works. So I also want you to know that in school systems, we've been taught to be politically correct, not to step on anybody's toes, to monitor everything that you say, make sure that you are not offending anyone. And I need you to know that I am not a politician and I do not care about politics. And this is not a political platform. And so I'm going to tell you my story, my truth, and the things that have worked with me, along with the over 200 educators who have worked with me and garnered great success, in addition to the over 1,000 educators who I've impacted and helped to move to their next level. So I'm not going to be politically correct. I'm going to say things the way that I say them. I'm going to talk the way that I talk. If you're easily offended, I'm sorry to tell you, this probably is not the platform for you, because easily offended people are people who are still healing and who are still hurt. And so things easily offend you because you haven't worked through. And I cannot try to monitor every word that I'm going to say to keep from hurting your feelings. So I'm going to suggest, if you're easily offended, pick your feet up because your toes might get run over a little bit. What we're going to learn today, this session is about identifying your unique value proposition. We all have one, and I'm telling you, this is one of the secrets to having a highly profitable and successful consulting career. You got to find your niche. You got to know what your niche is. We're going to talk about that today. You got to establish thought leadership. Oh my goodness, are we going to talk about this today? And I'm going to tell you how to do this. And then increasing the lifetime value of your customers. This is for my consultants who are already consultants. You're already doing the work, and you are finding that your clients turn over too quickly. You do a contract, it's over. You need to go find another client. You do that contract, it's over. You need to go find another client. We got to stop doing that. You're doing something, you're missing a piece. And so we're going to try to help you with that today. And then the last thing that we're going to work through is creating and implementing processes and systems that get results. So we want to make sure that you are using systems and processes that get you to the result that you're looking for and not accidentally bumping into a result. So that's what we're going to work through today during our 90 minutes together. My goal, I want to be clear, my goal is to help you get clarity. Clarity helps you to make decisions and helps you to move forward, but you need strategy in order to do that. And so clarity without strategy is not helpful. And then you need hope, walking around trying to do things and not sure if it's going to work or not. not having any hope or belief in yourself is not helpful. It's going to send you running back to where you came from. And so I'm going to help you to be able to have a lot more hope than what you have. I'm also going to help you to create your own plan of action. You got to create a plan of action that you are working on. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Shalandra says she cannot see the presentation. Let me make sure I'm set because y'all know I'm on a new platform. So are you all able to see me or are you able to see the presentation? Right now, you should see a slide that says purpose and it has clarity, hope, strategy, and plan. Okay, so Kara says she sees both. Sidra says both. Shalandra is only seeing me. Oh, Shalandra, I don't know why. Shalandra, are you on a cell phone? It could be that you're on a cell phone, possibly on a cell phone. Okay, Terry says she can see both. Okay, so they're able to see both. So, okay, Shalandra is at both now. Okay, cool, cool. All right, so we're good. All right, so we're gonna get into it. So in the chat. Okay, so Dr. D. Nicole is on a cell phone too. She says she got both. Okay. Kara, good question. No, there's not a workbook for today. And the reason why there's not a workbook for this session is because this is one that I really want you to put into your business notebook. So let me tell you this, if you don't have a business notebook, you need one. You need one. So you should have a dedicated business notebook that is for your business idea, that is for your businesses. Yes, Shalandra, I am. Thank you. Thank you. I am recording. So this will be available right after in recording as well. So you should have a business notebook. And in that business notebook, you want to keep all of your ideas, all of your business plans, all of your thoughts, because you want your good ideas and your God ideas in that business notebook. And so in your notebook, I would love for you to put this session's information in that notebook, because I am giving you the secrets, the ways to creating a profitable consulting practice. And I don't want it on workbook sheets of paper that we're going to, not know where they're at in a week from now or put them in some stacks. So this one requires pencil and paper. All right, so what are you really good at? Let's put it in the chat. What are you really good at? Put it in the chat. Come on, y'all. Let's talk a little bit. What are you really good at? What is the thing that you think people will pay you for, that you believe people should be paying you for, that thing that you're currently doing for free? What is it? What is that thing? Put it in the chat. Add it to the chat, folks. All right, so we got writing, developing content and concepts, ed tech integration, data collection, paperwork. All right, making people feel like they are heard. That is a good one. Explaining ideas and having discussions on difficult topics in a respectful way. Farrah, I get paid for that every day, okay? So don't let anybody tell you that that's not true. I get paid to help people strategize and to take complex ideas and make them simple. That's what principals call me in to do. Helping to create systems and organization skills along with vision. All right, now. Who is that? Willis Williams, writing, developing content and concepts. That's called instructional design in most instances. I just finished working with someone on some instructional design stuff. And that's exactly what she was doing, writing and concepts. And it was amazing. Creating powerful family engagement programs. Sidra, now that's my type of work right there. That's my type of work. Engagement programs are really important, and there's a lot of money out here in in your title money for family engagement. So that's a good one. Researching and making it applicable to classroom practices. Okay. Ooh, facilitating with grace, teaching others how to create systems that honor themselves. so that they have work-life balance they desire. Absolutely. Getting people to not only hear, but to listen and to follow my lead via communication and connection. Communication and connection. Okay, so we got some good stuff in the chat. And if you have not like totally nailed it down, you got some great examples here. We got communicating with parents and helping with wellness goals. Yes, 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 yes. So look at all the things that people are doing. And what I love about what you all put in the chat. Let me tell you what I love about what you all put in the chat. Nobody put in the chat that I'm good at math. I'm good at reading. I'm good at this big old chunk of thing that's too big. Like, I really appreciate that you all have nailed this down and brought it down to a smaller level, which is the first stage. Shalonda says classroom management, reaching students at low performing levels. She's niching it down. Y'all hear it? Cultivating an environment for growth, regardless of dynamics of the classroom and school. School morale and motivational speaking for our youth. Look at there, helping educators and parents be a model for our children with autism and ADHD. And she loves it all. So I want you all to think about this. I want you to look back in the chat and look at some of the things that other people are really good at and what they know they should be getting paid for. Now I want you to put in the chat, how confident are you that your idea will work, from a percent of 0% to 100%? So how confident are you that your idea will work? This thing that you're really good at, this idea that you have, how confident are you that your idea will work? Oh, look at that. Look at here, 100%, 100%, 100. We got a lot of hundreds in the house. How confident are y'all that these ideas will work? Marissa says, providing education to educators and parents regarding the transition of SWD. Marissa, tell us what SWD is. I'm assuming it's something to do with special education and taking them from into their transition into their next level job. Students with disabilities. All right, thank you. So come on, people, what percent or how confident are you that your idea will work? What percent are we at? She said 100%, using her effective leadership culture code via my 6 pillars. Look at her. She ain't playing with y'all. Terry says 100% confident that my idea for my services will work, but not confident in my networking and sales ability. Ooh, Terry said, let me break this down for y'all. So we saying that our networking and sales ability might be causing some problems. So how confident are you? And Farrah says the same. So this is what I want you all to think about. And I love that Terry just said that. And Farrah saying, yeah, I'm with that too. So the thing that I want you all to think about, look at these folks. When I talk about, Stephanie says 100%, but she struggles with asking with the sale. Marissa says the same. Oh, this is interesting. Y'all gonna make me do a session on closing the sale. Look at y'all. Who knew? All right now. I love it, y'all. Okay. Thank you so much, because there's nothing worse than having a skill and ability and expertise and then not knowing how to get it going. But this is what I want y'all to look at. I don't know if you know any of these people who are on this board, who's on this screen, but the first one, and I know I got some keyboard warriors on here, because us educators, we are multi-talented and resourceful people. So I know I got some keyboard warriors who can look this up real quick if you want to know in depth who you're looking at. So this is Lavonna Roth, the first person. Lavonna, last name Roth, and she was an educator, just like all of us. And she has she does Ignite Your Shine. And so you can look her up if you want to get more information on them. But I'm just going to give you the gist of who these people are and what it is they do. And then I want you to think about who you are and what it is that you do. And I want you to tell me in the chat how they are better positioned or better at what they do than what you do, because I already know that there is no difference. So Lavana Roth was an educator. And I believe she was an educator for about 15 years. It wasn't a long time. It wasn't no 30 or 40 years. You know how some of y'all been in the school system for 20, 25 years and still don't think that you're ready to go. I'm here to tell you it's not true. And she does a lot of motivational work. I met Lavana Roth. I went to a session in Denver, Colorado. I flew all the way to Denver, Colorado to this session. And the session, it was beginning of the school year. Principals come back in July. So I went to Denver in July, and then I went back in December because it was a 2-part session. You go at the beginning of the year, and then you go mid-semester in December. So I went back in December, and Lavana was there both times. She's an amazing lady, has an amazing personality, and is very charismatic. And she simply walked us through the DISC assessment and talked to us about how to ignite our shine. And when she gave us her story, now keep in mind, this was years ago for me. When she gave us her story, because she's been doing her own consulting business now for probably about 15 years now. I was listening to it and I was going through it, and I was sitting there in that session and I said, you know what, I can do this. Like, I am not kidding. Has anybody ever had that situation where you've been sitting in a session, a seminar, a workshop, a PD, and the person is doing what they are talented at, that they're getting paid for, and you said, I can do this. I could probably do this better. Oh, see, it's resonating with some people. They like, yes, that's right. So that's what happened to me. I was sitting there, and the very thing she was doing with us was the same thing I had already done with my staff, but only, I'm not trying to be funny, folks, mine was better. Like, literally, mine was better. There were a couple of things that I did that she didn't take into consideration. There were some lags in it, but her personality was so engaging, it kind of kept the movement going in the room. So I was sitting there and I was like, I can do this. I got the skills to be able to do this. I need to be doing this. I was like, I would love to do this. Instead of going to work 7 to 3, let's be honest, I ain't worked 7 to 3 no day of my teaching career. I didn't. So going to work every day, 7 to 5, 7 to 6, and working on the weekends, I was like, I could just do this. And I was like, I wonder how much she gets paid. I wonder what she gets paid. Well, guess what? At my table, as we're sitting there talking, because remember, I'm out of town. I'm in Denver, Colorado. And I'm talking to people at the table who are also other educators. I just said, I was like, I wonder what she gets paid for doing this. Why was the girl who sat next to me somebody who knew her personally and was like, oh, she just bought her second home, and she makes really good money doing this. When she said second home, my mouth dropped. Now, keep in mind, this was about 10, 12 years ago. It was a while ago. And she was buying a second home back then. My mouth dropped. I was like, what? I was like, oh no, her husband must have a really good job and they bring their incomes together, because at that point, I didn't believe that educators could make this type of money. And the girl was like, no, her husband works, but she makes more than her husband. And she was like, she only works maybe 10 days out the month. She was like, oh, we've been good friends. We used to work together at the same school. And I was floored. So I want you to know that these people don't have anything more than you do. Dr. D. Nicole says she's facilitated behavioral assessments as well via the DISC assessment, and then using it as a guide for her ELCC system. Yes, Monica says bringing SEL practices to families that will lead to increased student achievement. Absolutely. So now some of you all, if you're an elementary teacher, you may know this next picture. This is Graham Fletcher. Anybody know Graham Fletcher? Anybody know Graham Fletcher? He has he does Getting Fletchy with It, mathematics, word problems in particular. He worked on word problems. There's Stephanie. Stephanie said yes, yes, yes. So if you're not familiar and you're an elementary teacher, Graham Fletcher is a really great person to follow, and you want to check him out. He's a really great person to follow, and he does word problems. He breaks down word problems, creates these cute little word problems, creates the video to go with the word problems where you see the money dropping into the bank account, and the kids really enjoy it. And from that, now keep in mind, Graham had only been in the classroom for 10 years. From that, the teachers in the building wanted him to share. He started sharing. He created a workbook. He does PD conferences now. He's sought after as a speaker. All of these good things. He's not trying to be an expert in all things mathematics. He just enjoyed helping the kids to understand the word problems and found a cute way to do it. And now he's being paid to fly all over the United States to show people. But not only that, he gets a lot of passive income because he has workbooks and videos and all types of things going for him. So you can look him up. The third picture is of Shiraki Holly. Anybody familiar with Shiraki Holly? Now, we should be familiar with Shiraki Holly. Anybody familiar with Shiraki Holly? Put it in the chat if you know who Shiraki Holly is. He's been around for years. Oh, my goodness. Shiraki did, I believe, 25 years in the school system, had his own school after a while. And then from that, he started doing consulting, because really once you do something and do it at a high level, you can show other people how to do it. So his name is Shiraki, Sharokkie, I believe, and he's Holly, Hollie. So Shiraki Holly, and like when you look at his website, so he does cultural awareness. When you look at his website, you would think that that he's always had this big team. I want you all to know he started out as a one-man show. When I left my school system in 2018, Shiraki Holly was one of the last contracts that I was a part of signing. Can I tell y'all that for four sessions with Shiraki Holly, that contract was for $50,000. He was going to do 4 2-hour PD sessions. That was a $50,000 contract. And he was doing it. He was supposed to do it at each of the schools. And so, my smart tail self, because I always got away. That's what they pay me for, for this strategizing and for this good mind of mine. Okay. So we all had to, how this district has initiatives. And so my smart tail self said, well, why would I pay him $50,000 and then my sister's school pay him $50,000, and then our other sister's school pay him $50,000, and then our other sister's school pay him $50,000, because we had 4 elementaries. I was like, that's $200,000, and all he's doing is repeating the same teaching over and over and over again. I was like, I don't see how that's beneficial or helpful to the district. Why don't we agree upon our elementaries coming together, and we bring him here with all of the elementaries in one building, and that way we can all pay $12,500 a piece, as opposed to him getting $50,000 of my PD budget money. And of course, that led to, oh, that sounds like a lot of work. Oh my goodness. And you know what? I said, you know what? I'll do it. I'll host. I'll get it set up. I'll do all of the work. All I need for the principals to do is to talk to your staff, have them show up, and not be talking during our PD. And so that began our group PDs again. And so we saved a lot of money. But just think, 4 PDs, $50,000. He was a classroom teacher, just like you and me. He was doing what he needed to do, just trying to make it work. There was no special sauce. There was no anointing on the head or any of that. So I want you all to know, just regular people. And then the last person, that's me, y'all. That's good old Dr. D right there. And I want you to know, just like these people, I had to look at them and say, if they can do it, I can do it. And if nothing else, I want y'all to look at me and say, if she can do it, I can do it. Because this is what I want you to be sure of. None of these people you looking at on the screen, and I'm just giving you a small sampling. I'm just giving you a small sampling because we ain't got all day for me to keep giving you example after example. You can trust and believe that although they may be good at what they do, they're also a hot mess. Okay. So you can be a masterpiece and a hot mess at the same time. All of us are in the process of healing. There are no healed people. We all have trauma. We all have things that we have to work through. We all have mindset issues that we have to overcome. We all have boundaries that we have to set and reset and reset and reset. They deal with the same things that we all deal with. They bleed red just like we do. We gonna hope they don't bleed blue. I'm in St. Louis, so we have the blues. So we say we bleed blue. Anyway, so um, they're regular people. They're regular people, and I'm a regular person. They have children, they have families, they have spouses, they have bills, they have worries, they have all the same things, but the difference is they wanted more, including myself, and they believed that they could have more. And that's the key, that you have to believe that you can have more. Let me tell you, I am nothing, I shouldn't say nothing, but I am a former educator. I was an instructional coach. I've been a principal. I've been an adjunct professor. I'm a national board certified teacher. I was an independent consultant for two major education companies, but I'm also a business owner who 4X'd her income in less than 3 years. Regular person. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I am the best and favorite aunt to 13 nieces and nephews. Okay. And I don't play about my nieces and nephews. And then I got this group of great nieces and nephews that I show out for. I don't know if y'all caught me yesterday, but I was in the middle of a graduation party and it was amazing. All of my nieces and nephews were there. We were having a great time. I got a sister who flew in from Texas, some other relatives. We had a really great time. My consulting business allowed me to be able to do that because I have time freedom, I have creative freedom, and I'm on the path to financial freedom. I have financial independence right now. I'm not quite at what I would consider financial freedom. So I want you to know it's not this special thing where you got to have 26 certificates, 7 degrees. Nobody cares about your degrees in the business world. And when you become a consultant, you're in the business world because you're out of the school system. So I want you to know that you don't know what is possible. Like, I didn't know how much money you can make, how much time you can get, how much freedom you can have until I went through the process. And a lot of us are afraid to go through the process. We have this fear, but this is what I want you to know. Like this one proposal in the middle back here, this was a $55,000 proposal, and she got 7 of those. She has secured 7 of these at $55,000. You see this? This is worth 50K. This is how you make money moves. We have people who are presenting at conferences, and from those conferences, they get major contracts. We have people who are doing all types of stuff. I myself have done all of the things that I teach people how to do. I've gone to a conference, done a presentation, and left that conference and closed 2 or 3 contracts within the next 30 days. I have submitted RFPs, won the bid, marketed to those school systems, and closed 50, $75,000 contracts. My last offering before my one that's current now was a $73,000 offering. I closed 6 of those in 1 year at $73,000. I do a webinar showing folks how I close 14 contracts in 5 months. I'm telling you, you don't know what is possible unless you're around people who understand what is possible and how to get there. This is what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to make decisions based on fear and lack. We say that we are 100% confident that people will pay us for our idea and that it will work, but we allow that little lack of knowledge that we have around sales, around networking, to keep us back. You cannot make a decision based off the one thing you don't know how to do when you have all of these other things that you do know how to do. And I hope that makes sense for you, because if you know that you have a great idea, you know that you know how to make it work, you know that people will pay you for it, why would you let one or two things hold you back? I really want us to think about that. Wouldn't the solution be, let me learn the networking piece, let me learn the sales piece, and more importantly, let me learn it while I'm doing it? One of the things about consulting and the school system has taught us a lot of things that are not true. The school system teaches you to get the lessons, to study for the test, and then to take the test and try to pass the test. That's in the school system, y'all. That's not how it works in real life. In real life, you get the test first, and then you figure out what lessons you learned, and you can apply them next time. But you don't get the test after somebody has explained all the lessons to you. And so it's the same thing with networking and sales. Like, a lot of it, you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to work the muscle. If I wake up today and decide I'm going to do 50 sit-ups, I'm probably not going to be successful because I have not been doing sit-ups. So I got to work that muscle. I might be able to do 10 today. My stomach going to be a little sore. Tomorrow I might be able to do 15. It might take me 2 weeks to get up to 50. It might take me 3 weeks to get up to 50. But I got to get reps in. We cannot think that we're going to get better when we're not getting any reps in. And the reason why we don't get reps in is because we don't want rejection. We don't want to hear a no. Every no leads you to your next yes. So I want you to know that if you make a decision based off fear and lack, you're going to get more fear and lack. Fear and lack creates more of what you're focusing on. So you cannot focus on what you cannot do. You must focus on what it is I'm great at, what it is I'm really, really good at, and how successful it's going to be. Focus on the 100% that you're confident in, and then work on the other pieces, and it will all come together. I was not people will tell you right now, ask my cohort, networking was not my thing. I didn't have to network in the school system. My work spoke for itself. I did not need to network because my work spoke for itself. In the business world, you have to network. I'm also an introvert. I'm not the play introvert. I'm not that half introvert, half extrovert. That's not me. I'm a 100% introvert. I think in my head. I'm not coming to people for solutions. Once I figure it out in my head, I can move forward. I don't ask a lot of questions to other people. There are a lot of extroverts who want to be introverts, I think, because they think it's cute, and it's not. 30% of the world are introverts. 70% of the world are extroverts. And so true introverts are trying to figure out how to exist and survive in a world of extroverts. These are the same kids who are in your classroom. And many of us are catering to the extroverts. Extroverts have no problem doing small talk. They have no problem communicating with other people. They have no problem standing out in the crowd. That's not what introverts do. That does not mean that we are socially awkward. Let's be clear. It's not about social awkwardness. I'm not socially awkward. It drains my energy to be in rooms. I give so much, and my energy is so contagious that then I need to restore my energy. And so I need to step away and be alone for a few minutes to restore my energy. Monica said, that's me. Terry says, same. I'm a true introvert. So understand, I'm not a true networker, but I had to figure out, just like we had to figure out in schools, when the teachers would do stuff and we're introverts and we got to figure out how to make it work. We've been doing this all our lives, people, most of us. We've been doing this all our lives. So you can do this. And if I can do it, oh, all of y'all can do it if I can do it. And the beautiful part is when you're working in your zone of genius, it's super easy. Like I can get on here with you today and I can do this because I'm in my zone of genius. I'm in my happy space. I'm where I know I'm good at. So I can talk to you, I can share with you, I can be passionate about what I'm talking about, and nobody's gonna look at me crazy because y'all, I get real passionate about this work. And so when you are working in your gifting, you will find that it's very easy to do. That's right. She said that's so true. Taking the time to refill your cup is important. Yes. And introverts have to take special self-care strategies in order to be able to keep performing at the levels we tend to perform at. So don't allow the thing that you are not great at to overshadow the thing that you are 100% confident in. But the question has to become, what do you want more of? And this is the part, and I'm just going to keep reminding us that we've been in an institution. And people who don't understand what institutions are built around a system of rules and regulations and governance and things that must happen in order for the institution to exist. Catholicism will not exist if you don't obey those rules and understandings and beliefs. Democracy does not exist if you do not understand and obey the rules that exist. The penal system, prisons, it's an institution. It does not exist if those rules and things are not put in place and everyone is forced to live by them. If I put you in prison today, you're going to have a hard time until you figure out what are the rules of this institution. You don't eat when you want to. You don't go outside when you want to. You don't talk when you want to. You don't sleep when you want to. And guess what? The guards are in prison just like the inmates because they have to abide by those rules as well. We've been in education. It is a system of institutionalization. I must tell us this because some of us don't know this. When you took that job and you signed that contract, they showed you 20, 25 years from now, this is all we're going to pay you. And you said, okay, I enter into this agreement. And then you built your life off of the $80,000, $90,000 they told you would make in 20 years. They, to your face, told you it's going to take you 20 years to double your salary. But guess what? They had already been working it. We all knew when we went in, teachers don't make a lot of money. You'll never be rich as a teacher, but you'll do good work. You'll help change society. You'll be noble. People respect teachers. That's okay. You do it for the community. You don't do it for yourself. No teacher goes in thinking that they walking around with Louis and driving Mercedes and kicking it. And so then what do? We figure out, oh, I need a helpmate. I need a spouse. If I had a spouse, 2 incomes, we can make it a little better. But we buy into this belief system that we give everything to the kids, give every part of yourself to the kids, to the school, to the community, make it better. You're changing the world. And we are. Do not confuse what I'm saying. You are. But my question became, can I have both? Why is it that it's an either or situation? Why can I not have both? And then I began to realize that the school system is built off of lack and desperation. There's never enough. There are never enough resources, never enough time, never enough energy, never enough money, never enough supervision. It's built off of a system of lack. And guess what? We adopted that system of lack. We began to realize, oh, I'm just going to buy it out of my pocket because the school they don't have the money for this. And then we fell into the rut and we continued to do this for 10, 15, 20 years. And now it's embedded in our psyche. And now it's hard for us to believe that you can make money in a different way than the way the school system paid you. Let me give y'all one more and then I'm getting on with myself because y'all know I'm passionate about this. Y'all know we've been duped for too long. We walk around, we say, I got good benefits. Oh, the school benefits are the best benefits. Oh, the school pension plan is the best pension plan. That's because they told you that. You ain't went out and did no research to figure out if that's the best pension plan. You ain't. Did we go out and investigate insurance companies to figure out if we really have good insurance? Because I know I didn't. And I was quick to tell people, oh no, I got good insurance. I got the school insurance. Even though I was paying for a family of 5, $1,000 a month for insurance. Every time I went to the doctor, it was $30 every visit. And if it was a specialty visit, it was $60. And if I went to the hospital for ER, I had to pay $750 on the spot. This is the good insurance that I got from the school system. This the good insurance. And then I leave my job, have to get new insurance because now I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. And I'm already dreading. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to pay $82,000 a year for insurance. And lo and behold, my insurance was $450 a month for a family of 5. I didn't have a copay when I went to any of my general doctor's visits. It was a $20 copay when I went to the specialty visits. My medication was $7. And when I went to the ER, it was only $250 copay. And excuse me, and all those copays went toward my yearly annual. I was so outdone. I said, oh, why is this insurance better than the school system insurance? Went to the same hospitals, went to the same doctors and everything. And so I just want us to know that we believe it because they told us that. It was the same thing for the pension, but I'm going to go on about my business. So I want y'all to think about, what is the more that you want? Do you want more choices in what you do, how you do, when you do it, and all of those good things? Do you want more opportunities? What is the more that you're looking for? What is the more that you're looking for? Do you want more income? Do you want more travel? Do you want more freedom? Tell me in the chat, what is the more that you're looking for? Do we even know what our more is? And what's that more? What is the more? For me, I wanted more time with my family and with my kids. She said time, freedom, and travel. All right, more of all of that. More income, more time, freedom. Yes, more opportunities, more freedom, more travel. Yeah, so what is your more? What is your more? I wanted more. And sometimes, like, I would say things and I didn't realize that it could be a reality. I'm just telling y'all my truth again. I'm telling you my truth. I didn't realize, like, I did grocery shopping every Saturday. Every Saturday morning I would get up and go grocery shopping because, you know, I got these 3 greedy boys and his husband. So I'm the only female in the house. And I don't know if I got any boy moms on here, but boys eat a whole lot. I'm not saying that girls don't eat a whole lot, but these boys, they'll eat you out of a house and home. So I used to go grocery shopping every Saturday. When I would go grocery shopping, I would be at the grocery store for 2 hours every Saturday because I had to go to 2 different stores to get all the things to cook the meals for the week. Because at that time I was cooking dinner every evening because we believe in home cooked meals around here. And so I used to always wonder, I wonder what it would be like to go grocery shopping on a Wednesday, because Saturdays are always so packed in the grocery store. It really doesn't matter what time you get there. Of course, if you get there after 10 a.m., there are more people there. So I was waking up early on Saturday morning, going to the grocery store at 8 o'clock in the morning to try to miss the big rush of people who come after 10 a.m. You know, the stores are packed. The grocery stores are packed on Saturday morning at 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock. And then I didn't want to do evening shopping. So I would still wake up early on Saturday morning trying to get to the grocery store. And one of my things was, I wonder what it's like to shop on a weekday. If I can go in the grocery store on Wednesday at 10 o'clock, I wonder if it is as packed. That was one of the little things that I wanted to know. And sure enough, when I did it, I was in and out in 30 minutes. Those same hour trips in each store turned into 30 minutes because all I had to do was put the stuff in my basket and check out. I didn't have all those people I needed to move around. So think about what your more is. You know, really be clear with yourself about what your more is. So this is the time to grab your pencil and paper. We're going to get into our steps. If you don't have pencil and paper, go ahead and grab it now. So I want you to always be clear about how much do you need to make to be comfortable. And I need you to get into the habit of saying it. I know some of you all have been with me all 3 weeks. If you've been with me all 3 weeks, today is the third session, then you already have been through this exercise. You already know how much you need to be comfortable and at your level of comfort. Shalonda says less people. Okay. That's right, less people. So think about how much do you need to make to be comfortable. Some people already know the exact number because we've already done this. Put it in the chat, people. We got to normalize these numbers. We need to normalize these numbers. And the only way we can normalize it is by talking about it. One of the things that I do, and you may notice if you're following me on Facebook, I talk about money because we as educators, we do not talk about money because if we talk about money, we know that we can't make that money. So we avoid it at all costs. We don't talk about money as educators. We don't talk about dreams. We don't talk about luxury. We don't talk about these high-end vacations and things that you want to do because we know that it's not a reality for us. And so I make it a point to talk about it, to normalize it for us. I love the numbers that I'm seeing in the chat. Let's normalize this, people. I want you to get out of the habit of thinking that $3,000-$4,000 is all you can make in a month. I want you to get out of the habit of thinking that $6,000 is the best you're going to do in the school system in a month. All right. Keep them coming in the chat. I love it. I love it. And I know some of you all are maybe thinking, is this reality? Can I really make $250 a year? Can I really make $3 million or more a year? Can I really make $15K to $20K a month? Can I really make $500K a year? I am here to tell you absolutely yes, you can. And I just showed you pictures of individuals who are doing just that. If you follow Shiraki Holly, that was what, 8-9 years ago? That was, about 8 years ago when I personally, signed a contract for him for 4 sessions for $50,000. We were only one of the schools that he's working with. So how much do you think he's making a year? When I went to see LaVonna Roth, that was at least 13 to 15 years ago. Those tickets were $3,000 to go for 2 sessions, one in July, one in December. It was $3,000 plus I had to pay for airfare and hotel, not me, but the school system. And that room was filled. There were probably 200 people in that room. I was at a table of, I think, 8 people. My table was filled, and so were many of the other rooms and tables in the room. So there was about 200 people in there who paid $3,000 per person to fly because they were out of state, all over the United States, to see LaVonna Roth. Okay. When I bought that stuff from Graham Fletcher off his website, he's also really big on Twitter. So if you got any Twitter people on here, he's on really big on Twitter as well. Graham Fletcher, what I bought, me personally, paid for his stuff because I was an elementary principal and I paid for some teachers who were working on word problems in 2nd grade. So I know he's making money. Like, he's making real money, and he's done enough where he's known all over the United States. So I want you to know these numbers are normal, and they can be normal, but you have to normalize them. You have to believe that it's possible, and you have to do the work. So I love the numbers. So in order to make those numbers a reality, you got to have the vision first. Like, we can't walk around here blind. We have to have a true vision about what we want our life to be and where we're going. So you got to have the real vision. Then from that vision, you got to turn it into some goals, some action items that you're going to take. And then from that, you need to figure out, where am I getting this time from? Because right now you're in the school system full time, many of us. And even if you're not in the school system and you're a full-time consultant, it's taking you full time to do what you're currently doing. So how do I do more? How do I do different? How do I reallocate my time to get me to where I'm trying to go? And then some of us trying to do this alone. And if you're trying to do this alone, I'm here to tell you that ain't the way to do it. You're making this way harder than it needs to be. You got to have a support system. And I'm not talking about your family. See, your family can't understand what it is that you're doing because they are not business owners, they're not educators, and they're not educational consultants. You need a support system to help you through when you come into these tough times. I'm going to tell you what I had to explain to my cohort the other day. I had to help them to understand that in the beginning, so what we normally get is a vision. We get a vision. And I believe that when we pray, we're asking God for something. We are talking to God. We are being grateful and thanking God and all of those good things. That's what we do when we pray. But when we meditate, we are listening to God. We are able to hear and to feel what it is that is being sent to us. And so you get a vision. You get to see what it is you want to do. For some people, it's standing in front of people getting an applause. For other people, it might be winning an award. Some people, you might be propped up on the beach. I can tell you, I can clearly see me on a cruise ship, okay? So whatever the vision is that you got when this idea came to you, of you standing in front of hundreds of people, you giving a speech, whatever it is, that was the vision. Guess what, y'all? The vision is the end. The vision is the end. That's the end result. That's what you're going to get. And that vision creates excitement. That vision creates excitement, and it makes you want to go and run and do the thing. That's in the beginning. You get excitement. Y'all, the middle is what's hard. I'm going to give y'all a minute to digest that. It's the middle that's hard. When you get to the vision at the end, you've achieved it. And that same vision gave you the energy to get started. You're super excited. You're ready to go. You're full of fire. But it's the middle that's hard. It's the middle that's hard when you got to do the same things over and over and over again each day. When you do something and it doesn't work out and you still need to keep going. When you keep getting a no and a no and a no and you're ready to quit because you're tired of being rejected, it's the middle that's hard. And that's what that support system is needed for. So you don't need no support system when you get the vision. You don't need that support system in the beginning because you're pumped, you're ready to go. You'll do what needs to be done in the beginning. But it's the middle that's hard. That's what you need that support system for. And then the last item is money. I'm here to tell you this is a pay-to-play society. In the school system, they give you everything free because they don't pay you enough. They know you can't afford it. But in the business world, it's pay to play. It's pay to play. And so you're going to have to invest some money. You're going to have to spend some money. You got to spend money on a lot of different things. But you got to think to yourself, is it going to return my investment? And so you got to have the vision, turn the visions into goals, which are your action steps. Reallocate your time, get you a support system, and be willing to invest in yourself and in your business. And you will see that vision come to reality. Now, what do you need to unlearn? I got to give you this before we get into these steps. I need you to unlearn that hard work is the key to success. All of us have worked hard. And we receive some level of success, but are we where we want to be, and are we living the life of our dreams? I don't want to talk about anything other than living the life of my dreams. I don't want to talk about a settled dream. I don't want to talk about an alternative dream. I don't want to talk about the dream that I went ahead and took because that's what they told me I could have. No, I want to talk about the life of my dreams and the life of your dream, whatever your dream is. You might dream of living in Antarctica. If that's your dream, we're going to figure out how to get you there and how to get you an igloo built. But whatever your dream is, two jobs is, some of us got to unlearn that two jobs is the answer to your problems. I'm going to tell anybody on here right now, and I'm going to be unapologetic about it. Two jobs are for two people. If you are working two jobs and you are not two people, you need to quit one of them. You do not have a money problem. You have a mindset problem. Because I don't know a person yet who's working two jobs who is any better off than anybody else who is working one job. They're still broke. They're still robbing Peter to pay Paul. They're still not living the life of their dreams. Who dreams of working two jobs? And where did it say in the Bible, thou shalt work two jobs in order to feed their household? Let me stop. Okay, anyway, savings is the key to wealth. I need us to unlearn that. I need us to unlearn that. Investing might be the key to wealth, but saving is not. And I know that saving is a part of investing, but many of us, and when I say many of us, I'm talking about me, I was taught to save my money, to save. So if I got $1, I would save 10, 15 cents out of it. If I got $100, I'm gonna put 10, $15 to the side. And then you have all this little money to the side that ain't doing nothing. That's not going to take you to richness. That's not going to take you to wealth. You need to be investing. And so that's definitely one of the things that I had to unlearn, because I was good at saving, but I wasn't investing in nothing. And I said, I got a pension. The school system got me, until I realized that you basically only make 40% of your pension. You don't get your whole check when you retire. And if I couldn't live off the whole check, I couldn't live off 100% of the check. So why did I think I was going to be able to live off 40% of the check? It didn't make sense. So I realized that saving was not the answer. Investing is the key. And then I also believe that if I make a lot, I'm going to have to pay a lot of taxes. And I'm not paying Uncle Sam nothing, because I worked hard for this money. So why would I pay all of these taxes? Oh, did I have to come to reality? And a lot of y'all saw this when y'all former president, Donald Trump, showed y'all how much money. Well, he didn't show y'all how much he made, but y'all know how much he made, or approximately. And then he paid that little money. Jeff Bezos showed y'all, one of the richest men in the world. He paid less taxes than y'all. So I want you to know that if you make a lot, that does not mean you need to pay a lot of taxes. If you're doing the things that you need to do tax planning, because there are the tax laws they are very favorable to small businesses. And so there are tax regulations and laws that will support you. You just have to plan for the taxes. And then this was a famous one that I had to unlearn. And this one has been fun. More money, more problems. You know, I think it was Biggie who made us realize that. Or was it Jay-Z? One of them, it was either Biggie or Jay-Z. And they had that song out, More Money, More Problems. And we believe that. Like, we believe that. We believe that. Let me tell y'all something. It's easier to answer problems when you got resources than when you don't. So you may have more problems, but you also got more ways to answer those problems. I ain't never been so stressed out than when I was poor. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. When I got out of college, we ain't gonna even talk about when I was in college. Stress on level 10. Do you hear me? Because I had a problem. Court no due. I ain't got no way to pay it. I ain't got no options. I can't call my mom. My mama ain't got no money. I can't call my sisters. My sisters them ain't got no money for no court note. Who I'm calling? Jesus. That's all I could call. Jesus, give me an answer. Give me a solution. Please don't let these people come repo my car. So we spend all our time hoping and praying, because we ain't got no solutions. Well, now I got some solutions. Think about how your stress level went down the more money that you made, unless, of course, you ran out and ran up even more debt. But, you know, that's something totally different. So more money, more problems is not true. You're going to have the problems anyway. Now you got more options. Nobody gets to get away with having a clean life with no trauma, no problems, no anything. And then I would often say, look at the rich people. I'm telling y'all what I said. I don't know if y'all said this. I would say, look at the rich people. They families always broke up. They always having problems. That they miserable. When you rich, it make you miserable. That's because that was the only portion that we saw. We didn't get to see the other portions. Like when the divorce happened, you see it in the news, and we would automatically attribute it to them being rich, to them being wealthy, to them having money. And so then we would say, if you got money, it's gonna mess up your marriage. It's not true, people. I'm just saying these are things we got to unlearn. And you might want to think about what are the money mindset myths and just the regular mindset myths that you're going to have to let go of or unlearn in order to live a different type of life and in order to move into the next phase of your life. And I'm telling you, if you don't examine these early on, you're going to be in the process of elevating, and you're going to keep banging your head because you are trying to hold on to old beliefs that no longer work. They worked at one point in time and they served a purpose. My mother taught me that cash is king. Leave that credit alone. Don't you go out here getting these people's credit. Cash is king. That was true in the 70s and 80s. That's not true in 2023. That won't be true in 2024, 2025, any of that. Now, you can't even use cash in a lot of places that you go into. I digress. I'm moving on. Okay. So what you currently know is taking you as far as it can take you. You got what you know right now. You're where you know to be. Now you have to be willing to unlearn some of that in order to move to your next level. You will never elevate in your level of comfort. You're going to have to be uncomfortable. So if you don't want to be uncomfortable, you don't want to take any risk, your level of risk that you've taken right now has gotten you to where you are. That's far as it can take you. In order to get to the next level, you got to take a greater risk. You got to do something a little different. So I want us to be clear on that. So let's get into the steps. Step one. First of all, we already talked about our gift, your superpower. I like to call it your superpower because I believe that teachers are true superheroes. Like, we really do swoop in, we save the day, we make it happen, we keep the cars from falling on the little kids. We do it all. We put our lives on the line, literally. We are superheroes. So what is your superpower? What is your gift? Identify your gift. What is your gifting? The thing that sets you apart. The thing that makes you special. The thing that people call you for. They seek your counsel in it. They want you to do all types of stuff. I can tell you, I have an assistant who works for me and really works with me. Her name is Miss Stacy. Miss Stacy is a first grade teacher. And like she worked with me at my school when I was a principal. She was she started out as the daycare. She ran the early, what is it called? The little program that comes in to do the aftercare. So they don't work for the school, they work in the school. It's an after school program. I can't think of the name of it. And I would notice how it was just amazing how organized she was and how everything had a system of place. And the kids loved Miss Stacy. The kids would be running to the aftercare program. And they will be talking about this lady, Miss Stacy, Miss Stacy, Miss Stacy. And I had to go and find Miss Stacy because I need to see, who is this lady these kids keep talking about? Because I felt like she was the principal. Like, I need to go find Miss Stacy. I walked into that room, into that cafeteria, and this lady came up to me and she said, "Hello, Dr. DeVos. I've been waiting to meet you." And when I tell you, I fell in love with Miss Stacy. And I told her, I said, "Miss Stacy, I need you to work for me." I said, "These kids over here love you. And you only work with them 3 hours a day. I need you working with them 6 hours a day." She was like, "Well, I love this job." She was like, "But I am a teacher. And I just love this work that I've been doing." She's been running daycares for 20 years. Y'all know Miss Stacy been working for me ever since. When I left the school system, Stacy left with me. Miss Stacy is amazing. Her gifting is that she is able to take whatever idea you have and to elevate it. She does a lot of design and coordination and decorating. She's extremely creative. Her true gift is creativity. So she does all of my live events. I don't have to think about a lot of stuff. And she owns her mistakes. Like if we have a live event and something didn't go right, she takes it and she says, this will not happen again. I never have to worry about the same mistake happening twice. And she always elevates from one event to the next event. And I'm not just talking about my work events. She does my home events too. I do Thanksgiving. She comes to my house. She decorates my house. She makes sure my menu is correct. She does all of that. I pay her. Nobody works for free. Slavery is over. We don't work for free. We don't work for free. So what is your gifting? Right. Organizational skills. Stacy is amazing at organizational skills. But did you hear me when I said Stacy is a first grade teacher? She does that during the day, but that's not where her true gifting is. Her true gifting is in her creativity, her organization, her systems, her understanding people, being a people person. Stacy can negotiate the clothes off your back and you won't even know you in a negotiation. You'll be like, oh, girl, let me give you all of this so that you can take care of what you need to take care of because, oh, just Lord, the Lord gonna bless you. You be standing there naked and she'll have clothes on with your clothes too. These are giftings. So you got to understand what are your gifts. But here's the problem with educators, because we're talking about the secrets to having a profitable and fulfilling ed consulting business. Here's the problem. We scared to say what our gifting is. We are scared to talk about it. We're scared to put it out there. We're scared to say, I'm good at this. I got this. If nothing else, I got this. Like, I know how to do this. If you want it done right, you need to come to me. We're scared to say it. Why are we afraid to say it? Why are we afraid to say, this is my thing? If you want to have a successful business in consulting, in this education world, you got to take your flag and you got to put it into the ground. And you got to say, this is my space. I am the bomb.com in this space. And can't nobody light a fire to me. Anybody willing to say that about what they're great at? Tell me in the chat. Are you willing to put your stake in the ground and declare something your space? And what is the something that you are declaring as your space? What is it? Shalandra, the only one who ready. Oh, okay. Dr. D. Nicole says she ready. Who else? Ain't nobody else ready? See, because you can't say, I do this a little bit, just a little bit. I'm kind of good at it. Or that little myth that we have where we say, if you're good at something, let other people talk about it. You shouldn't talk about it. Y'all mamas told y'all that. And she told y'all that from the 70s and the 80s. She ain't told you that in 2023. And if she did, I'm here to tell you, modesty is dead. She died in 2020 from COVID. It's over. Modesty is done. We got to stop being modest and thinking, if I do good work, other people will talk about it. I ain't got to talk about it. If you're one of those people who get mad when people talk about their good work, you should ask yourself, why am I getting mad because this person is talking about the good work that they do? Now, there are some people who over talk about it, like everything they say. I'm not talking about those people. That's right, Kimberly. RIP to modesty. Put some balloons up, do a ceremony, let modesty go. You got to be able to say, I'm good at this. I am amazing. This is a talent. I tell people the Lord gave me many gifts. Two that he didn't give me was singing and dancing. Because he already knew, if I let this fool be able to sing and dance, ain't no good coming to the world from this. Ain't none whatsoever. But the stuff that he did give me, baby, I shows out with it. Do you hear me? I show out. This mouth of mine and this brain, the Lord said, I'm going to get this fool here a real good brain. And she got to figure out how to make it work for her. And that's what I use, my brain. I don't do manual labor at all. You will never see, I ain't going to say never, but I can tell you, nobody will say you saw Dr. D doing manual labor. I knew as a kid. As a kid, I'm the youngest of 5 girls. And I used to tell them, yeah, I ain't picking that up. No, Why should I have to do that? That's for people who do that type of work. I don't do that type of work. I'm busy over here. I'm thinking about something. You got to put your stake in the ground and be unapologetic about it. Be unapologetic about it. I'm going to use my brain and I'm going to sit on my behind and I'm going to do as little as possible. Some of us want to overwork. I'm going to do extra. I'm going to do twice as much. It ain't got you twice to pay. So why are you doing twice as much? Yes, Pansy says empowering confidence in adults, identifying strategies for success in math using data and parent accountability. Put your stake in the ground. Put it in the ground. Shalandra says, I'm showing out with the gifts he gave me. It's my time to shine. Yes. We got to stop being modest, y'all. And I know that sounds crazy. I'm not saying be arrogant. I am not telling you to be arrogant because some people confuse confidence with arrogance. I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm talking about confidence. Knowing that you know what you know and that you do good work. It's okay to be able to say that. I can tell you right now, ain't none of y'all met an attorney. None of you done met an attorney and didn't know he or she was an attorney. You know why? Because they went through all that schooling. They had to learn all them laws. They had to do all that research. And baby, they are confident that they know what they doing. And even if they don't, they went through all that school and you're going to know they're an attorney. When they meet you, hello, I'm Chanel DuBose, attorney at law. Why is that? Because they're confident. Do you consider that arrogance? Do you consider that arrogance when people tell you I'm an attorney at law? Ain't an attorney alive that you don't know that they're an attorney. I need us to understand this. So these are some of the things that we have to take into consideration. She says writing, content and technical, that's good money. Training, motivation, refining ideas, production. She's done design, events, virtual organization, servant leadership, state president of the NCNW South Carolina, national recording secretary, NCNW National Council of Negro Women. Did you write content for them or are you serving on those? Because either way, if she don't stop playing, we used to work with somebody who was the former president of the local NAACP. And those are things that we should be talking about. Like that's not normal to be in these roles and on these boards and stuff. That's a standout on its own. So you got to understand. She said both. Okay, now that's money making right there. I'm just saying. Because those are unique value propositions. That's when you're able to say, that's just like with me, because I'm a national board certified teacher, they know in order for me to be a national board certified teacher, only 1% of all teachers in the United States of America are national board certified. That's going first on everything because you already know she knows how to teach. It ain't just I know how to lead. I know how to teach and I know how to lead, which is a rare combination. I'm just saying. So identify your gifts and superpowers and then think about how you can monetize it. One of the things that I will tell y'all about monetizing, a lot of times we get confused access with expertise. Access with expertise. Marissa is an NBCT too. See what I'm saying? So she already know we the bomb.com, okay? Because you ain't went through national board certification and couldn't teach or didn't know what you was doing. That did not happen. They make that stuff so difficult, it make you want to fight. But anyway, I want us not to confuse. Again, we're talking about these secrets, access. Some of us think that the more access we give to people, I'm going to do 20 sessions. I'm going to do 18 sessions. I'm going to do 10 PDs and 28 phone calls and 4 virtuals. That's access. That's not the key. The key is your expertise. So we confuse access with expertise, and expertise doesn't mean that you need to be in person. Expertise doesn't mean that you show up 5 days out of the week. That's not what that means. So access versus expertise is a big problem when we're talking about the secrets to consulting. Next, let's go to our next slide. Find your niche. You got to find your niche. Let me make sure that we understand this, because sometimes I think we get a little confused about this. And I try to make sure that my folks who I work with in depth in my groups that we're not confused about this. But just like with me, I can teach anybody how to start a business because I've started a business. It's highly successful. If you were with me before, you know the data on woman-owned businesses. You know that we create 51% of businesses in the United States of America, but we only produce 4% of the income. We know that only 6% of women make over $100,000 a year. So I keep telling y'all, get off of social media, letting them people lie to y'all, and everybody making six figures. It's lies, y'all, because if that was the case, we wouldn't have an 80-20 split where 20% of people in the United States of America make over 100,000, but 80% make less than 100,000. Those numbers would not add up. I'm just saying, social media be lying to y'all, and these folks be lying to y'all, and y'all listen and believe them, and then you think that it's normal to make $100,000. If it was normal, we'd all be doing it. I digress. Anyway, I could help people form businesses no matter what the business is, because I know the process. I've done it for myself, and the process is the same no matter what you're doing. If you want to open a shoe store, the only difference is you're going to have a physical building. And then I'm going to tell you, you ain't even got to have a physical building. You can do it online so that you can have access to more people. Anyway, but I work specifically with educators. That's my niche. So I work specific. Not only do I have a niche in my area of expertise, but then I even niche down who I work with. So I work with educators. In the school system, I worked with leaders. That could be a principal, that could be a department chair. But notice that I didn't say I was a leader of educators. No, I only worked with leaders who are in education. So you got to figure out, how are you niching this down? On educators moving on. All of y'all are teachers or in education in some form. Guess what? I went even further. I said, I only want highly talented, highly gifted, ambitious educators. See how I pull that out some more? Don't give me any educator. Don't bring me no average educator. You see Marissa said she's a national board certified teacher. You see somebody else just talked about them boards and stuff they serve on and that content they done written. That's not normal. That's not normal. But see, an average person, I would get on their nerves. An average person will be done disconnected this call because this too much for them. She getting on my nerves. She think too big. She dream too big. It's only certain type of people who understand what I'm talking about. Y'all my people. So you got to figure out, who are your people. It's not just anybody. When I work with leaders, I'm working with leaders in school systems. I tell them, I'm looking for leaders who are looking to change school systems and not just keep them the same. If you're willing to disrupt what's happening in the educational world in the United States, I'm your girl. But if you're looking to do the status quo, you're going to put me out your building, because I'm going to suggest things to you that might create an uproar in your building. You got to be willing to fight. As a leader, leaders can't lead if they ain't willing to fight. They got to be willing to go to battle with their troops. You can't sit back on the sideline, give orders, and think that your troops just going out. I don't want those leaders. I want the ones who are leading the charge, who are doing the learning, who are doing the work, who are inspiring their staff through their actions and not through their words. That's a specific type of leader. When I say that, my leaders who looking for me, they raise their hands and they say, hey, Dr. D, I want to have a one-on-one with you. Let me have a conversation with you. Niche down, people. Stop letting these other business coaches tell y'all, cast a big net and just catch what you can. You know what? You're going to be giving back a lot of money. You're going to be getting a lot of refunds. You're going to have a lot of headache. You're going to be stressed out, heart attack land, right back in the same situation because you're working with people who cannot appreciate what it is you do. They don't have the intestinal fortitude to move forward with what you do. I know for me, I give a lot. I give a whole lot. And I need people who can understand that and who are willing to do the things and to give back to me as well. That's right. Dr. D. Nicole said it's time to grow up. Don't let your opposition, which is self, people, naysayers, etc., distract you from your assignment. It's time to reveal what was previously hidden. I'm beginning to unapologetically shine bright like a diamond. All right, now that's our theme for our event, for our live event. Yes, yes, and that's what we have to do. So now, step 3. We got to establish thought leadership, people. Now, this one drives me crazy. I'm just going to be a little honest with y'all. This be making me mad with my consultants. Like, I need us to stop this. I really do. I'm just going to get into it, y'all. I'm going to tell you the truth because I love you. We scared to be great. You can't establish thought leadership by just making a post online. I just want you to know this. Some of us want to be thought leaders and ain't even current on what is happening in education. I'm just saying. We gotta establish thought leadership. How are people supposed to know that you're a leader if you ain't told them, if you ain't showed them? And I'm into show versus tell. Show versus tell. So you gonna see me on stages. You gonna see me presenting at conferences. You gonna see news articles that I've written and that have been written on me. You're going to see me on news shows. You're going to see people coming to interview me. You're going to see me on podcasts. You're going to hear my voice. You're going to see me doing Instagrams and Facebook Lives because I'm willing to say, I got this. I know how to do this. And if you want to know how to do it too, come join me. Come work with me. See, some of y'all scared to say it. You're scared to do it. Apply for some conferences. Establish your thought leadership. When I put your name into Google, what's coming up? When I put your name into Google, what's coming up? Because all of it goes into Google. And if don't nothing come up, it's because you ain't established no thought leadership in anything. I can assure you, you put my name into Google, a bunch of stuff coming up on Educators Moving On, and a bunch of stuff coming up from when I was a principal in the school system. A bunch of stuff gonna come up about me being the first educator to get national board certification in my school district and the number of things that I've done with it since then. A number of stuff is gonna come up. Some stuff gonna come up. Your public record even coming up. So if you got some crimes and stuff, if you done filed bankruptcy, all that's coming up too. But that's okay. We all got a past. Like, we all get to be human and have a past. That's okay. And hopefully you done dealt with that and you done healed from it. So what's coming up when we put your name in the system? You need to be presenting at conferences. Stop being scared to get on podcasts. Stop being scared. Kelly says, thank you, Chanel. This is so needed because we need to know how to establish thought leadership. Absolutely. Yes. You are so welcome. So when people put out the call, they're looking for a guest on their podcast. You need to be responding back. And don't wait for them to put out a call. You need to be saying, hey, I noticed you have a podcast that's on this topic. I can contribute to your audience. These are the 3 points that I like to make on podcast. If you're interested, please speak out. I'd be more than happy to set some time aside to speak with you. You ain't got to wait on people to volunteer because remember, Modesty died. She dead. I'm sorry, she died. It was peaceful. She didn't go out, in pain or nothing. She gone now. She resting. And so now it's time for us to shine, for us to stop playing. And so apply for those podcasts, apply for those conferences. You already doing the work. You already have the level of expertise. The people are looking for you. They don't know where to find you. So you got to establish thought leadership. And the biggest key is start with what you already got. Start with what you got, people. They gave us this little thing that's called social media. Social media. Do you know the reason why the income gap decreased by 10%. So before now, it was always a 90-10 split. 10% of society were wealthy, and 90% were poor or middle class. The mix between poor and middle class. The reason why there was such a big takeoff, and then it went to 80-20, which it took 50 years for that to happen. It was internet. We got access to internet. And so then people were able to share strategies and things with you that they couldn't share with you before. Now, if I'm in Missouri and you're in Baltimore and I know the key to what you need, I couldn't get it to you unless I was in Baltimore or if I had your phone number. But with the internet, we can get on here, do what I'm doing now, give you strategies and steps. It's people from all over on this call. And now you can implement them in your hometown, and I'm in my hometown, and we can all be great. The difference is people will come and get the information and won't implement. They won't implement. So you got to establish your thought leadership. You got the key right here. Start with what you got. Internet. Use your social media. Stop just making a post and do a Facebook Live. Do an Instagram Live. Many of y'all done seen me on Facebook and Instagram. That's probably where you met me at. I was on there doing this, what I'm doing now, talking, trying to share, trying to give strategy, and it caught your attention and you stopped and said, let me see what she's talking about. That's the same thing that'll happen for you. Some of us need to create a podcast. In that podcast, you need to be talking about the thing that you do. It needs to be organized. You just can't be shooting off just anything you want to talk about, but that's how you establish thought leadership. I'm gonna keep going. I know, y'all know I get into it. You know, I be serious about my stuff. And then the last step is processes and systems that get you results, people. You know what? One of the things that frustrates me with consultants and why I keep coming back, doing these sessions, and every time I do them, I say, I ain't doing no more free sessions because folks, like, I'm just going to be honest, sometimes folks be getting on my nerves because you give them all this good information and then they don't do anything with it. But it's somebody on here who's going to do something with it. So I worry about the one that's going to implement and not the ones that are not. If just one person gets what they need, then it was worth my time, okay? Shalandra says it's her. See, so it's worth my time. These processes and systems, folks, we can't keep operating like solopreneurs. If you want to have a successful and profitable ed consulting business, you are going to be competing against other education companies. Oh, did I skip 4? Oh, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna do 5 and then I'm gonna go back to 4. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. I didn't know I skipped 4. My button moved fast. And y'all wasn't gonna tell me I skipped 4. Y'all just gonna let me go on the 5 and not tell me I skipped 4. So I'm gonna go back to 4. These processes and systems that get you results, you are competing against education companies, people. Like, we cannot be out here charging. I think I saw Cassandra, put the price of your packages back in there. I'm pretty sure I saw that you had put the price of your packages in the chat. So we can't be out here competing with these large companies, with the ASCDs, the Houghton Mifflins, the Discovery Educations, and the other consulting firms that are consulting agencies and firms that are big companies. We can't be out here competing with them being low level, looking like a one-man show and acting like a teacher. You just cannot. You got to have processes and systems that get results. See, Cassandra's package is $64,000. She can't go out here asking for $64,000, telling people that it's only her. She gonna do all of the work, and if she gets sick, the work gets hard. Ain't nobody taking no chance on no mess like that. But we can put some processes and systems in place that will help us to replicate ourselves. So I need us to understand, Stephanie says, this information is on time. That's right. Cassandra said she had to add people to her website because people were looking her up before calling her. Girl, all right. Because look, Dr. D. Nicole. Dr. D. Nicole said her lowest package is 50K. She got a mid 100K, and her highest is 175K. Dr. D. Nicole can't be out here looking crazy with this little low-level teacher-created website and stuff that don't make sense on it, that you don't know it don't make sense because we making it up as we go. I'm telling you, you got to get your processes and systems in place. And I'm not saying we going out to hire 10, 15 people. That's not what I'm saying. You have to, listen here, what they say, fake it till you make it. Sometimes we got to fake it till we make it. You have to present your business as it will be 3 years from now. You cannot base your business off of where you are today. That's not what you're going to base your business off of. I have 3 boys. So our first one, he was a hot mess. He was walking at 7 months. I'm just saying. He was walking at 7 months, and anybody who had a baby walked at 7 months, you know the torture that I had. And so I said, I don't want no more kids. If this is the way it's going to be, that he was walked at 7 months. He was talking at a year. It was ridiculous. It was some type of crazy. I thought that it was some type of punishment because, you know, if you have a baby, you be wanting the baby to lay in the bed and stuff. So you already know if he was walking at 7 months, he was rolling over at 2 months. He was crawling at 4 months. It was just crazy. It was insane. And so I was like, I need a break because that was a lot. I was like, oh, Jesus, that's a lot. So I didn't have another baby for 5 years. And when I had the second one, it was supposed to be a girl, which was all I wanted was a girl. And he came out a boy. I was frustrated. I was mad. Do you hear me? All this time, nursery decorated, everything done for a little girl. My sister had done my whole, the nursery in mint green and brown because I love browns. And she wanted a mint green for the little girl. And it was a boy. I had to give everything away and have my nursery redone while I was in the hospital. And so I told my husband, I said, if we're going to have another baby, it needs to be immediately because I'm not doing this in 5 years again. And so we agreed to have second baby immediately. My boys are exactly 1 year apart, November 30th and December 1st. Why am I telling y'all this? I had to say to myself, because that was horrible. Am I recommending it? In retrospect, I am. In the moment, I would not. I had to say to myself, because I had a 1 year old and a 1 day old. It was horrible, people. I had to say to myself, if I can just get through the first 2 years, because you got to go to the grocery store, you got to go to the mall, you need to go to the park. We still got them dogs, you know. We always had dogs. We love dogs. So it was a lot. Plus, don't forget about that 5-year-old I had now. Don't forget about him. And so I said to myself, if I could just make it through these next 2 years, it'll be easy selling then. If I can just make it through the next 2 years, that's all. I didn't focus on 15 years. I didn't focus on 10 years. I dedicated myself to, okay, I'm going to have a lot of work. I'm going to have, because it's hard going to the grocery store with a 1 year old and a 1 month old. So I was like, okay, it's going to be a little hard, but I'm only have hard for 24 months. And then after that, everything is going to be easier. So I'm going to pay now, and later on it's going to be easier. That's what I had to tell myself to get through it, because my husband worked full time and I was at home for a little bit. And so that's why I tell y'all, think about your business 3 years from now. Don't think about where it's at today, because it's going to be hard. Like, in reality, it's going to be hard, but what you're doing right now is hard. Here I am now today. Chauncey just graduated high school on Thursday. Zach is in 10th grade, about to be in 11th grade. And when I say it's been easy selling ever since, because they're back to back, I don't have to do a lot of stuff. They take care of themselves. Well, with my guidance, but you know what I'm saying. It's not that big gap anymore. Would I recommend kids back to back? Absolutely. Y'all stop waiting 20 years to have another baby. Do that thing back to back, get it over with. Them kids gonna be right there, play with each other, and they each other's best friends. That's what I'm telling you with your business too. Stop putting it off. Stop waiting. Stop thinking that if I wait 2 more years, I'll be ready to go. You're not. There is no perfect time to start a business. It's always going to be something else. It's always going to be something else. And that's what I decided when it was time, when Chauncey was a boy and not a girl. I said, we can try one more time. That's all I got in me. I got one more for you. I'm not going with 4, mama. I saw that. I done seen that before. I ain't doing that. Now, for the folks who got 4 or 5 kids, bless your heart. I understand. That wasn't for me. I said 3, that's all I got for you. So I did the 3rd when it wasn't a girl. I moved on in my life. Guess what? The Lord has said, Chanel, we can't have another you in the world. That's what the Lord had told me. He said, we can't have another you in the world. Guess what? My son, Jimmy, my oldest son, is identical to me. We are twins. That's my mini me. I can tell him what he gonna do before he do it. We think alike, we act alike, we talk alike. It's crazy. And he's a boy. If that had been a girl, I would have felt sorry for the world. Do you hear me? So the Lord be knowing what he doing. Like we didn't need another me. We didn't. So I got a boy. I'm content with my 3 boys. It's been amazing. But waiting is not the answer. You got to get your processes and systems in place. And that's what I had to do. I had to figure out how to go to the grocery store with 2 little bitty babies. They ain't twins, but guess what? We getting all the stuff for twins. We gonna get the double stroller. We did like we got twins. Some of y'all got to get your processes and systems in place. You got to appear as a consulting company. You can't be walking around here with gmail.com. Who do that? When was the last time you had? Y'all know that makes me mad. That makes me mad. I'm just going to be honest. Anybody on here who got gmail.com, stop it now. Stop it now. You won't pay $20 for a domain to be at whatever your education company is.com. I'm just saying. But we'll pay $14.99 for Netflix, $19.99 for Netflix, but we won't pay for our business domain. I'm going to stop, okay, before I make somebody mad. Processes and systems that get results. You can duplicate yourself. Your competition are your large major education companies, but you have a value advantage. You are former educators who understand what it's like to work in the school system. You are national board certified teachers. You are people who have worked in organizations. You understand instruction. You have what it takes. Way better than an education consulting company who just has some money, put some money behind some processes and systems, and started marketing the schools. You actually know what you're doing. I'm gonna go back to step 4, increase lifetime value. Oh, let me talk about this real quick. I know y'all, I'm getting it together. Let me talk about this real quick. Increase lifetime value. Again, processes and systems. We gotta stop with these one-off PDs. Not only are you hurting the consulting world with these one-off PDs, you are devaluing the work. First of all, what can you learn in a one-off PD? What can you learn? I guarantee you, the people who have been in these sessions on May 7th, on May 13th, the 20th, and today, I guarantee you they got way more than the person who only showed up today. The person who showed up today is going to get value, but the person who was here on the 13th, the 20th, and the 27th, I guarantee you what I'm telling you right now, this information I'm sharing, I guarantee you it's hidden different. Those people who are in my mastermind, I guarantee you this information is hidden different. They are probably getting ideas, writing stuff down. And if we were in a room together, some people will be saying, what are you writing down? Why? Well, I don't know why are you steady putting stuff down? Because it hits different. One-off PDs do not work. You might get a strategy or two, but then when you go to implement, you're going to need some support. You don't get any feedback. There is no continuation of learning. So what did we really just do? Most PDs are between 90 minutes to 180 minutes. These sessions that I'm doing, 90 minutes to 120 minutes. And I got 5 objectives that I'm trying to help you, 5 steps that I'm trying to help you to understand. Do we get what I'm saying? Increase lifetime value. The goal is create a package or a plan in which you tell them up front, no, one-off ain't gonna help. You need your teachers to do better with reading strategies, whatever it is. I need to come, I need to give them some information, some knowledge, help them to think about what they're doing in the classroom, give them a chance to implement, come back, allow them to ask questions, get some feedback, and whatever the next step is. That's the first step. But then along the way, you are figuring out what is it that they need. Y'all did the prime example today. You see what I'm saying? Let me tell you what you did today. Increased lifetime value. Terry said, I think it was Terry, she said, I'm 100% confident, but I don't know how to network and close the sale. These are 2 areas that I'm weak in. And what did I say? I said, oh, so I probably need to do a master class or something on closing sales. Y'all didn't see my little pen that I picked up and wrote right here on my piece of paper, closing sales. I'm going to increase the lifetime value by offering another session on closing sales. Oh, she said she can't hear me. Can y'all hear me? Mary said, okay, she said we're good. It might be you, Mary, because they said they can hear me. So, look, Shalandra said, I saw you when you wrote it down. So that's what you're doing in the school system. As you are doing the work, you are figuring out and listening. A part of it is listening to what is the next thing that they need that I can provide value for. I don't know if y'all appreciating all of this. I'm giving you the keys to the kingdom. I'm not making stuff up. I'm giving y'all the truth because this is what I know. This is what I know. And I didn't know this when I was in the school system. I'm being honest, that I can give to y'all and it ain't going to impact my contracts. Abundance means there's more than enough for everybody. So me telling y'all these secrets and these clues, it's a lot of people who would never tell you this. And telling it to you for free. I ain't charge y'all 1 penny to be here. Because it's enough for all of us. And the hope is if you got something from this, you're going to be able to share with somebody else because we got to start helping other teachers and other educators. We ain't got to keep scraping and scrounging like this. And understanding that not every teacher is leaving the school system. But why do we keep letting all of these talented educators who do this good work go through something in the school system? Because that school system is a mess now. We ain't finna sit here and pretend. Many of them are toxic. They're outdated. They mistreat their good employees. And we get tired and we be like, I'm up. I'm out of here. Well, I'm telling you, it's another way to do this. You ain't got to be up and out like that. Let's go ahead and still use those same skills and expertise, and let's go at it a different way. The problem is a lot of us don't know that we can go at it a different way. And so we end up going to apply for a job over at MasterCard. And we put ourselves right back into another system that still doesn't give us control over our lives and our finances and what it is we want to do. So I need us to understand this. You can increase the lifetime value when you're at these school systems and you are doing those PDs and you're walking to those tables and those teachers are showing you that they can't implement. It's your job to figure out, why are they not able to implement? Why is it not happening? Oh, they're having some major classroom issues. Okay, so let me go talk to the principal and see, would you be interested in a PD on classroom management that works, or classroom management for severe disability? See how I'm niching down? I'm not saying I can solve the problem for your whole building, but it sounds like the big problem is your students who have special needs and they're in these gen ed classrooms and the teachers don't know how to make that work. Let's get a PD in here for that. We're increasing the lifetime value. When that contract is about to be over, you've already done your surveys. So you already know what the next package is you're going to offer them. We don't just let the contract end and walk away. Girl, what's wrong with you? No, we're going to work to prolong that contract, to get a new one in, to add some extra sessions, to do what we need to do. And we don't work for free. Slavery is over, folks. We do not work for free. So we're going to extend that contract. And so I want us to understand, when we go back, let's go back. Step one, you got to know your gifts, your superpowers. You got to know what they are, and you got to know how to monetize them. Some of y'all playing games. You can have books. You can have workbooks. You can have journals. You can have courses. You can do PDs. You can do workshops. You can do webinars. You can do master classes. You can do in-person events. You can do speaking engagements. We get paid to speak, people. We get paid to go in and speak. Anytime I'm using my expertise, I'm getting paid. Now, if I'm just laughing and joking and playing and having a good time, you ain't got to pay me. But if I'm there and I'm sharing this good brain, you're going to pay me for my time and for my expertise. So how can you monetize it? It's a lot of ways that you can monetize what it is that you're doing. You can do VIP days. You can do small group coaching. It's so many things you can do. You can do one-to-one sessions, whatever works for you. You need to figure out how to monetize it. And then too, you need to find your niche, the niche that you're going to use your gifting in. So you've niched down your gift from just being math to being the queen of multiplication, or like Graham Fletcher, he's an elementary teacher, but he specializes in solving word problems that are engaging, that are fun. Check him out. He does the same thing over and over again. So he niched down. Who is his audience? Elementary teachers. Is he trying to teach everybody? No. He's talking to the teacher, 2nd, 3rd grade. He does K through 5. But he's only talking to people who are interested in the thing that he's trying to do. The average teacher don't want what he got. I'm just going to be honest with you, because you got to do some thinking behind it. So figure out what your niche is. For me, I work with highly talented, ambitious educators. Not everybody. You got to be talented and gifted to work with me. So figure out your niche. When I work with leaders, I'm looking for leaders who are willing to disrupt the status quo. I tell them that up front. You're going to be mad at me because I'm going to tell you to do some stuff and you're going to put me out your building. And I don't take too kindly to be being put out. So I don't put myself in situations where I'm going to get put out. That also includes paying my house note. I don't want to get put out. So I make sure that I have income to pay my house note. Step 3, establish your thought leadership. First, you got to be a leader. Are you taking time to learn about your craft? Are you learning about your craft? Are you learning about your content? A lot of us know a lot about our content, but we also need to stay current. Do you have the current publications and websites and things that you need to be a part of? Or are you a part of the organizations? And then how are you establishing your thought leadership? Are you using social media to establish your thought leadership? Are you getting on podcasts and sharing your thought leadership? Do you have a newsletter? Do you have a blog? What are you doing to establish thought leadership? Are you presenting at conferences? I'm just giving you ideas of how you can establish your thought leadership. And then step number 4, because remember, I'm giving you the secrets to building a successful and keyword profitable. See, some of us are successful in the school system, but we ain't making no money. We ain't making no money. We can't do what we want to do. We can't go where we want to go. We can't do it because we're not profitable. So I'm giving you the secrets to a successful and profitable ed consulting business. You got to increase the lifetime value of your customer, of your client. And you do that by stopping with these one-off programs. Stop that right now. Create yourself a package. And then as you are in the system, listen to what the people are saying. See where the gaps are. You own your company. You can create a new package at will. You ain't got to go get permission. You ain't got to check with nobody else. You see the gap and say, I have a program for that. I have a package for that. I have a service that will support that. But we got to be willing to ask for the sale. You cannot do this without asking for the sale. You got to have processes, number 5, and systems in place to support you, even in asking for the sale. I love my surveys during every one, and I make sure that I send it to the principal with a whole email that explains the key points, not no long email. I know y'all love writing them long emails. Ain't nobody reading that mess. I get them a nice email with the 3 big takeaways from the survey. And those are takeaways for me too, because as I'm reading that survey and looking at those takeaways, I am again trying to figure out how can I increase the value, the lifetime value of this customer. But I can only do that through the processes and systems. We have to operate as a company and not as a person, not as a person. And so the systems and the processes will help you to replicate yourself and will help you to appear to be a bigger business and operate as a business and not as a person. And so educational consulting is definitely for you. If any of this resonated with you, or if you're already a current consulting, but you know that you are not profitable and you are not where you want to be at the level of success you know you can achieve, we said 100%. We said we're 100% confident. Well, you shouldn't be afraid to take a bigger risk, but you got to be tired. I'm telling you, this ain't for you if you're not tired of robbing Peter to pay Paul, if you're not tired of the toxic school system, if you're not done with these unrealistic expectations, because guess what? As soon as it gets hard, you're going to go back. See, when you get to the middle, you're going to run back to the school system, because at least there, that I had a check that I had every 2 weeks and I knew exactly what it was going to be. You got a desire to be paid for the value that you bring. I was making too big of an impact in the district that I was in. They reverted to me for any answer for anything that was happening. They were expecting me to apply to be the assistant superintendent. That's not what I wanted to do. Like, I'm not going to do it just because you wanted me to do that. That's how I became a principal, because that's what they wanted me to do. I knew that was going to take a lot of my time, because some of y'all might be saying, you knew being a principal was time consuming. I did, but they told me this is what I needed to do, so I did it. And I did good at it. And it wore me out. I ain't ashamed to say it. I was tired. I was exhausted. But that's what they told me to do. I didn't tell myself to do it. I wasn't out here cheering myself on, telling my girl, I'm going to be a principal. Never will you meet anybody who said, Chanel always said she was going to be a principal. Never said that. Did not want to be a principal. But people tell us what to do, and we do it because it sounds good, and we don't know what else to do. We don't have a true vision for our lives. We don't know what our next thing is. And so we stay in the same thing just in case. That's the reason why we keep doing the things that we do, and we keep repeating the same steps. And then people say, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to hang on to this just in case. Just in case what? Some people still got clothes in their closet just in case they can fit them again. Some people keeping stuff just in case it come back in style. That's lack and deprivation and desperation. We hanging on to stuff just in case. Some people keeping toys from when they was a kid just to hold on to the memory. Take a picture of it and get it out of your house and stop cluttering up your life. I'm just trying to help y'all out, because educational consulting could be the solution for you. If you're ready to be the priority, you're ready for consulting. But again, the beginning is the easy part. That's the exciting part. The end is the vision. You bumping into what it is you saw. And baby, when I say, I'm telling y'all the truth, if the Lord had told me, Chanel, if you just do the thing, in a couple of years, your life will be unimaginable. I'd have said, I don't believe you. Nah, that take 10, 15 years. I'm going to stay here. I did it for a couple of years. I kept signing that contract over and over again, knowing that I ain't need to be there no more. And so that's why I come here to share with y'all. But also, if the Lord had told me, you're going to have to get through this, and these obstacles going to come, I'd have been like, oh, I'll never make it through those things. So let me just stay back here where it's safe at. We got to figure out what it is we really want. What is the vision that we have for our lives? Because we all got options. Like when it boiled down for me, my option was I can keep the life I had and play it safe. That's what I was doing. I was like, I can stay here. I can sign this contract one more time. I kept saying, I'm going to sign this one more time, and then I'm leaving next year. That becomes a broken record. You can keep doing endless hours of researching and guesswork. You really can. You really can. You can keep implementing the wrong things, getting wrong results or no results. Or you can keep hiring these people who keep taking your money, not getting you to where you need to be because they don't understand the complexities of the education system. See, coaching works, but when we talk about business coaching, they are talking about corporate America, which is its own institution. See, education is a different institution, which would be no different than if you needed some coaching in the prison system. It's a different thing. Why do we get a marriage coach, and why the marriage coach can't be single is what I need to know. Why the marriage coach can't be single? Because single people can't coach married people. You don't understand marriage. Marriage is an institution, folks. It's an institution. So I need us to think about this. But these months, they keep going by. They keep going, and they're going to continue to keep going. And I'm sorry to tell you, if you die today, the month's going to keep going. You will be dead, but it will keep going. Oh, they said my picture is frozen, but you all can hear my voice. Okay, cool. Yeah, so the picture is frozen, but you can hear me. So that's all that matters. All right, so, the 6 months going by. The year is going by. The 5 years is going by. No matter what happens, it's going to keep going. The question becomes, where do you want to be 6 months from now? What is it that you want to be doing? What changes do you want to see made in your life? What is it that you think will benefit you or that will help you to get closer to what it is that you want to do? I lost my mouse, people. Oh, there it is. So what is it that you think that will get you closer to what it is that you want to do? So as we think about that, I think I'm going to show you real quick. 1 second. Nope, that's not what I was trying to do. That's not what I was trying to do. Okay, we're going to worry about that in a minute. So I want you to consider, I was going to put a link in the chat to this video for y'all, but it took me to another screen because I don't know what I'm doing half of the time on this, but that's okay. So I want you to think about a summer of yes. This is the summer. Teachers are out of school. You're available. You have a little more time available. So I think that this is a great opportunity for you to think about a summer of yes, a summer for you, a summer to do the thing that you want to do, that you need to do. And so in your summer of yes, I'm presenting an opportunity that I'm personally inviting you all to. You've been exposed to me. You know how I work. You know what it is you want. You have the vision for what it is you want to do. Many of us, even my people who already have consulting businesses, I'm going to emphasize, even my people who already have consulting businesses, many of us are not set up to operate and compete against the bigger businesses. So I'm offering the Launch Your Ed Consulting Business Boot Camp. In the boot camp, this is 30 days. It don't take 30 weeks, people. 30 days, 4 live sessions with me. The first week, we're going to talk about business formation essentials. I know you got your LLC, you got your EIN. I already know that. You might or might not have your bank account, because if I talk to another consultant without a business bank account, I might just fall out on the ground and just start kicking and screaming. But it's more to it than just that. There are other things that you must have, and you must have them in place. You got to have the same thing that Walmart has, that Nike has, that Whole Foods has, that Discovery Education has, that Houghton Mifflin has. And so it's more than just the LLC or EIN and a business bank account. So we're going to go through all of these business formation essentials, and then you got 7 days to get them in place. 7 days. Again, it don't take 30 days, especially when you're getting expert guidance. Then week 2, we're going to talk about business credit. Business credit is not the same as personal credit. I'm going to keep saying this. You can have a 400 personal credit and still build business credit. Want to ask me how I know? Because I did it. Because I did it. You'll hear people say you must have a personal guarantee. No, you must not, but you must follow the steps. Business credit does not care. See, the difference is with business credit, your EIN number becomes the person. And that person has no race. They have no color. So you don't have discrimination. You don't have any of that. But you must follow the directions step by step in the order they are given. You must do the things. And it's levels. Level 1, then level 2, then level 3, and level 4. Level 4 is where you are getting business lines of credit, business loans. You can get your automobile financed through your business and not through your personal name. Ask me how I know, because I did it. And then some people want to take the shortcut. The shortcut is good as long as you understand how to work the shortcut. We're going to show you that too. The business credit is essential. We got to stop building our businesses out of our pockets. We must. Your check is for your home, not for your business. So you're going to start out of your pocket, but then you're going to finish using other people's money, business credit, and then you're going to make the money back, pay that credit off, and then keep your profit. You got to stop using money out of your pocket. Week 3, and so you're going to get the process. You got 7 days to start the implementation. I will tell you, business credit happens every month. Even when we work in our mastermind, we do business credit every month. Here I am almost 7 years into my business. I still take a day out of the month to focus on my business credit, just to make sure I'm doing the things to make sure that all of my accounts are in good standing. Any new thing that I need to do, anything that I'm looking to move forward to, I make sure that the pieces are in place. If my screen were showing, I would show you my stack of business credit cards right here. Got a whole stack of cards, a whole stack of them. And I did it off of following the process. So then number 4, week 4, which will be the end of June, we're going to do business certifications. There are certain certifications that you need for your business in order for it to be just like ASCD, Houghton Mifflin, Ready IXL, all of them. They have certain certifications, and you need those certifications as well. But you have to know what those certifications are. You have to know the process to go through to get those certifications, and you have to know what is likely to happen. There is one certification that we go through, and I tell them, you're likely going to be rejected the first time. They're going to tell you, no, you forgot to do X, Y, and Z, LMN, and Q. And so, no, we're not giving it to you. And accept that, wait 30 days, go back, have the items they said, and make it happen. So I want you to understand that it doesn't take 6 or 7 months. In 30 days, you will see your business shift from what it was to what you had imagined it being. And that's just for the whole business formation. We talk about some other stuff that just organically comes up, but it's invaluable. the thing that happens is that you're going to be able to ask live Q&A questions. Like we're on this session, I'm giving you information, doing direct teaching, but it's a different ball game when you can ask direct questions and get it answered by me. Now that's what's going to happen in the month of June. So you're doing all this work in the month of June. You're out of school. You got a little more time. You can work to reallocate your time to think through some things and to have a community of people around you. But then you still need, after all of these things are complete, you still need to grow a network. Somebody already said they need to work on closing the sale and on networking. Guess what? That's exactly what we do. We have an event that's called Iman Live 2023. It's in St. Louis, Missouri. We got 10 curated sessions. One of them is on closing the sale. We're gonna show you how to network right there in the group. We do real-time networking. You're gonna be in the room with 50 to 75 other consultants who are at all different stages of their work. But not only that, you're going to be hearing from consultants who are at a higher level. We have one person who is a consultant who makes 22 million, who's made $22 million. And so you got to think to yourself, what is the value in being able to work to talk to someone who is already at this level? So you got to think about the growth in the network. So June, you're getting your business all set up, making sure that you're able to compete against the larger corporations. In July, commit to yourself to show up to a live event. A live event taking you out of your comfort zone, taking you away from your home, helping you to develop your mindset, forcing you to stretch yourself. This is what's required to level up. And then once you leave that event, you got what you need. You should be able to make money right away. Not to mention that for those who make a decision today, because success loves speed, I'm gonna give y'all some bonuses. I got some bonuses for y'all. But do the boot camp. Replays will be available because I don't want to hear people say, well, I won't be available on this one day. We got replays available for you. And then commit to Iman Live 2023. It's included in the package. And that's going to get you nothing but accountability and implementation. Some of y'all been hoping and dreaming and wishing that you can get this business going. Some people been working on the business for 2-3 years and have not achieved the level of success that they're looking for. That's because you haven't taken action, the right action, to get you what you need to learn from somebody who's already at that level. I'm gonna drop this link in the chat so that you all can watch that independently, because I don't want this to go too long. We're already at 11:09. But action is required. You gotta have the desire to increase your income and impact. If that's what you're looking to do, mark that off as a yes. Say, yep, I'm ready for that. Then you have to stop chasing your tail. Like I like to be totally transparent with people and make sure that they understand. Stop chasing your tail. Working without a strategy, without resources, without true understanding. Commit to one day each week and then a weekend for your business. One day each week. Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m., 2 hours, 4 times. That's what it requires. And then in the month of July, commit to a 3-day event. That's what it requires. And for you to say yes to your business as well as to your dreams. It's going to give you confidence. It's going to give you more time. So you're going to take the time now so that you have more time later. And you're going to stop wasting your time on little stuff that does not bring money into your business. Don't nobody care about what your logo is. Nobody cares. This is what we spend our time on, trying to figure out what's our logo. I don't like it like this. I like these colors. That ain't nobody said, oh, I want to work with her because of her logo. That's not what they said. So we're going to get you spending the time on the things that bring money into your business. But also, we're going to stop you from wasting all of this money with these other programs, these other coaches trying to tell you what to do, and they ain't never worked in the school system. They don't know what it's like trying to get a principal on the phone. They don't know what it's like trying to talk to a superintendent. But they're telling you, oh, just call them on the phone. Just get them on the phone. Okay, let me see you do it. Let me see you do it. You show me how to do it, Mr. Coach Man. And so we end up spending money on course after course, program after program, download after download, template after template. Stop it. Stop it now. Pay the money and work with somebody who's going to get you where you're trying to go. So your outcome, you're going to have strategy. You're going to be able to set yourself up for a clear timeline for the rest of the year, 6 months. You're going to have increased accountability, and you're going to prioritize your profit, your ability to make money. And you're going to grow your revenue because you're going to get proven tools to increase your revenue. So you got to ask yourself, how would this type of support help you to achieve your dream? You know where you're at now. You know where you want to be. You know what I've just told you about the summer of yes. Say yes to yourself and your business during this summer, and let's see where you go. For those who are ready today, I'm going to give you a bonus. I'm going to give you the 5-day CEO challenge. It is pre-recorded. It is amazing. This 5-day challenge is going to walk. Look at Dr. D. Nicole. She is shaking her head because she has done it. It's going to walk you through your business. You're thinking to yourself, okay, but I don't have the full vision. Got it for you. You're thinking to yourself, well, I'm not sure who my ideal client is. Check, got it for you. You're thinking to yourself, oh, but what are my marketing strategies? Guess what? Got it for you. That's in that 5-day CEO challenge, because one of the challenges is I need for you all to stop being teachers and educators and to become CEOs. You need to be the CEO of your business. And in order to be the CEO of your business, you cannot become and remain. And so this CEO challenge, it comes with a workbook each day. It's going to break it all down to you. It's going to have templates in there for you to work through. It's going to walk you through your funnel. It's going to walk you through your ideal client. It's going to walk you through marketing strategies. It was originally paid sessions that you're getting for free. And so you can check out this this website, educatorsmovingon.com/launch your ed consulting biz bootcamp. I'll put it in the chat in just a second. And those who sign up today, you will get the 5-day CEO challenge added into your Kajabi courses. When I say it is amazing, it truly is. It has really helped many of the consultants take their business to the next level. Last thing I want to make sure you all do, if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. I do some different stuff sometimes on Instagram, but my major platform is Facebook. And then I also have the podcast. Now, the podcast is not this. The podcast talks about what we as educators have to move away from in order to move into the life that we want. So we talk about things like imposter syndrome, fear, failure, living a big dream, living a regret-proof life. And so we have a week of theory where I tell you about the thing, the strategies, and the obstacles. And then the next week, we typically have a real person come in who is living it and talk to you about application. And they are all consultants. So follow me on Instagram and on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Spotify, or whatever your platform is that you prefer to consume your podcast. But I am here to tell you that it is totally possible for you. Like, I want us to stop counting ourselves out and to stop thinking that this is only available for certain people. It's not that it's only available to certain people. It's available to those people who are willing to take a risk and who are willing to do the work. If you're not willing to take a risk or to do any work, then it's probably is not for you. But I can tell you this, it's too many of us who is worked for. And we didn't have a bunch of connections in the school system. We didn't have a bunch of people who was handing us contracts. We figured out processes and solutions. That's all we did. So if you look in the chat, I put 2 links in there. One is to the Ed Bootcamp. Go ahead and get signed up. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop trying to figure out. And one of the things I always tell people, don't make decisions based off your bank account. That's, again, another limiting belief. Because if you know this is for you, it would be no different than if your kid came and said, hey, I need to get signed up for this, and tomorrow is the last day. We will figure out a way to make it work. That's the same thing you have to do for yourself. When you see something that you know feels right in your gut, you need to make a decision and stop allowing doubt and all of those other things. Make the decision based off the 100% confidence that you have that this will work. Don't make it based off the fear from the not being able to make sales or finish the sales call, or the lack of knowledge around networking. Those are things that can be taught. That expertise that you have, that's what we're selling. So check out the Launch Your Ed Consulting Biz Bootcamp. Know that this is a reality. If you want to see what the live event looks like, I put a clip of our last live event in there. We have fun. This is not your traditional come, sit, and get. Let's hear how other people got to success. That is not what happens at our live events. We do real practical strategies where you walk away with plans and step-by-step instructions on how to do it. Not to mention that a lot of the stuff you will do while you're there in session, because we are about saving time, getting the things done, being able to ask the question, and quite frankly, making money. We're not about staying where we are, being excited for other people, cheering them on, getting inspired and motivated, and then going home with bubbly feelings in our heart. No, we're gonna go home with bubbly feelings in our heart, action plans, a greater network, and a community to come back to when we have a question. And so this is how you get your name dropped in rooms you could never be in. When we're in different rooms, you're going to meet people all over the United States. So go ahead and get signed up. I really hope this session has served you all, that it has really helped you to think about the next steps that you need to make. For those who may have missed the how to scale your business, I'm doing it over on June 1st, I believe it is, because we had some technical difficulties. And so I'll do that over on June 1st. You'll see some things showing up on my Facebook page to get signed up for that if you missed that one. But this recording will also be available after this. So it takes about 30 minutes for it to download, and then the recording will be available. So you all have a great rest of your day. I hope this has been helpful. Check out the Launch Your Ed Consulting Biz Bootcamp. It starts on June 7th and it goes through June 30th. And the live event is July 11th through the 13th. We're out of school. You have no excuses. And even if you are in school, you need to let that school system know you got something else to do, something that's going to give you a different life and a different way to live. So thank you, Mary. You all have a great rest of your day. And I'll see y'all in these social media streets.